It's movie time with John DeSando and his friends online. So everything is gonna be just fine. From the top down to the bottom. He's gonna let you know if you should stay home or if you should go. Might even yell if it's a spectacle. From San Francisco to Long Island. 'Cause nothing's better than a motion video.
It's Movie Time. It's produced and hosted by John DeSando. Listen to broadcast shows Fridays at 4:01 and 8:01 p.m. Read reviews and listen to shows online at WCBE.org.
I'm John DeSando,
I'm Wayne Miller.
and this is It's Movie Time.
It's Movie Time.
Okay, so why you and I are reviewing another John Wick movie is beyond me. I mean, I thought we were much more intellectual than that, but when it comes down to it, when we're the only ones in the theater, and we see a John Wick, we have plenty of goofing to do.
Oh, yeah.
Yelling and screaming.
Oh, hooting and hollering, and fortunately the assistant managers at Phoenix Theaters know me now, so I don't get yelled at as often. But yeah, John, it was.
Well, first of all, what movie we talking
Well,
about?
we're talking about from the world of John Wick, Ballerina.
Which we shortened to Ballerina.
Exactly, and during my research, the number of reviews that I read, they really did not like the titles. You know, they said it was too clunky.
Oh, it is.
But they needed that tie-in because some people would think, oh, Ballerina, it's probably about some kid trying to make it in the Nutcracker or something. But it isn't.
They remember that one slasher that was.
Oh, you know, and I couldn't remember her name. And I did look, Abigail, the little ballerina, which is really good. And there's really something about, I think, the world of ballet, as with opera, really kind of mystifies a lot of the typical common folk out there.
Oh yeah, like opera.
Yeah, and so the ballet, it's kind of a mystery thing, but what a beautiful way of presenting or developing, especially a woman, a slight woman, Anna de Armas.
Yeah, you know, it's easy for you because you're a Tchaikovsky fanatic.
Oh, I was
So
Tchaikovsky.
they open up with Swan Lake, and
Yes.
you're in.
Yes, and one review I didn't like because they said it annoyingly popped up, you know, Swan Lake, you know, by Tchaikovsky throughout the movie. But that's one of my favorite all-time classical pieces there.
Oh, it actually, you know, if there's any art to John Wick films, and I think there is, I think we could find it. If there wasn't a beautiful part of all of this shooting in the head, with the Tchaikovsky gives it a certain class, and it reminds me that Keanu Reeves can be a classy guy.
He can be, even though that he looks like he needs a good shave and shampoo. But
His hygiene is
and basically he's kind of at first because there's just a bit of a cameo of his early on when he talks with when she says, "Oh, you're him," and you think that's it. No, he pops up later, and of course they had to have him in there for a little bit of action.
Yeah.
You know, a little bit of gunplay and throwing people
They're
around.
trying to pass the baton on, and I don't blame him.
Right.
But he's still good. He's still a viable part.
Right.
And there's more, as you mentioned, after a while, as we got into the film, hey, there's much more of him than we thought.
Exactly. And but another theme of this whole movie, so many of the movies that we've reviewed that we like, action flicks and the revenge flicks.
Yes.
You know, the John Statham ones, the Equalizer, of course, John Wick himself.
Yeah.
On a vengeance trip early in the franchise.
Jason Statham.
Statham.
You're mixing the Johns, but that makes sense.
Yeah, but anyhow, Statham though, a really good one that I always really liked, The Beekeeper.
Yes.
These action flicks, it's revenge motif that, especially with John Wick, because his was mourning the loss and vengeance that they killed his
Good
dog.
idea. Let's save that for our podcast.
Good. Because I got more things to talk about.
Yeah. Now I cut you off in order to try to make a segue into this lovely Anna de Armas.
Oh, yes.
And so they're passing it off to her.
Yeah.
And I think she, like Florence Pugh, is an up-and-coming young actress.
Well, but not quite that young. I was shocked when I looked. She's 37.
I know.
And she, a couple things about her. One, she was nominated for Academy Award for Best Actress in Blonde Wig for the movie Blonde, where she portrayed Marilyn Monroe.
Yeah, that's right.
And also, she did such a good job, I believe, in the very first Knives Out movie.
Yes.
As the maid.
And that's a good point. Because Pugh and she are kind of confused in my mind, I'm thinking, well, no, Pugh must still be in her 20s.
Yeah, no, you would think so. She's slight.
Pugh, I mean, not.
Pugh, yeah.
Pugh is still in. But the Artemis, I mean, I think you told me about that. Is 37. She's a very youthful.
Oh, and she's got kind of that pouty look, in a way too, that really is appealing. And John, I don't know if you knew this. This is not the first film she did with Keanu Reeves.
Oh.
10 years ago, 2015, a movie was called Knock Knock, and she and this other woman basically hold him hostage and torture and sexually molest him in this movie. I've never seen it.
Yeah,
but I was surprised. But anyhow.
But in this one, in Ballerina, what's distinctive about it? I mean, come on, we've seen so many, and there may be fewer people shot in the head in this one, but not many few. But what makes this distinctive?
Well, early on, it reminded me of Black Widow because this Ruska Roma and a group of high-paid assassins, and they had like this training school, which the front was a ballet school run by Angelica Houston. And so a lot like Black Widow, which is really very Russian. You stop to think they did that with all
lots
the
of
track
Russian,
stars,
Russian references.
And gymnastics, that they pluck somebody that looks like they have talent, and they raise them, they put them in the school, and that's what they concentrate on. In the same way here in Ballerina. And but one of my favorite lines, and of course it has this movie such very good older actors and actresses. And I mentioned Angelica Houston, who a great line.
Apparently having a good time.
Oh yes. And what they said, that she looked like a gilded Black Widow, not the Russian assassins, but the spider. But and of course, it's well known ballerinas really have trouble with their feet and sores on their feet. And she told a great line, Angelica telling the little girl who played Anna's character, that take care of your toes because something like, if they get infected, we'll have to cut off your foot. And I thought, what? And she said it in such a way that that only Angelica Houston could do. But then you got Ian McShane. Again,
what a dude. He's still.
Gabriel Byrne is the bad guy.
He's the chancellor.
Yes.
He's the one who killed her father.
And that's the whole revenge.
And that's the revenge thing.
Yep, and that's what she's after. But also, for some people, they're kind of a throwaway role in a way, but I think he did a good job. The Walking Dead fans would recognize right away, his character was Daryl Dixon in The Walking Dead, Norman Reedus.
Okay,
And, that looks like his character from The Walking Dead, but I think he's a member of the Chancellor's kind of assassin squad. So there's these rival assassin groups and squads and all sorts of stuff.
I do love the way McShane delivers his lines.
Yes.
He's either from the Wild West or the contemporary of the future, but he is riveting. He says, one of them he says, and it's in the trailer too.
Yeah.
He says, do you like to dance? I know a school where they teach dances. I could take you there if you like. Now, Most of us in the audience say, now honey, you don't do that. You don't go with strangers.
Yeah, especially a stranger with a fedora and a trench coat.
And an
And
ascot.
they have that in the trailer of the movie, that scene.
Yes.
And as they walk away, the little girl hand in hand with Ian McShane, who's taking her to basically her destiny.
That's right, yeah.
It's kind of like death riding you over the river.
And using the word basic, taking her to basic camp.
Yes, yes.
This Ruska is going to train her.
Yeah.
She doesn't, there's something about her training that's different from anybody else's that I see, because it seems focused on her revenge, but she doesn't delight in what she's being taught.
No.
It is a means to an end for her, where others seem to be born assassins. So whether you could actually call her an assassin is interesting to me.
Yes, but she had the driving force that had overridden her hatred of this training and what she's going to do. But what was overrode that was her dad, the vengeance for her dad.
And what makes this somewhat different from other movies of this ilk, including Jason Statham's, is the choreography.
Yes, and the props they use for the fight scenes.
Yes, and I guess that was a fortuitous use of choreography, since the ballet is a motif here.
Exactly, exactly.
But I have always liked the ballet-like or the dance-like routines.
Yes.
Particularly in a younger Keanu Reeves.
Yes, yeah, in some of those. But boy, I think Anna did a superb job here, and particularly, it was so much fun. What a common article are they going to use in the one scene when they're busting plates over each other's heads? But then you mentioned what your favorite tool they used, the flamethrower.
Oh, let's hold off here.
Okay.
People will have to hear more about what you have to say about flamethrowers and what we have to say about John Wick and about revenge on our back talk.
Yes.
And in that podcast, we'll have much more to do. So go to WCBE.org, go to the podcast experience. So Wayne Miller, it's Ballerina.
Yes.
It's from the world of John Wick.
Yes.
What do you revise?
Well, and I'm not sometimes a big fan of some of the franchises, because you have to keep a lot of things in mind that came before it. But if you like the John Wick, if you like action movies, but also ones that with great, as you said, choreographed fight scenes, go to it.
Yeah.
It's enjoyable.
Yeah, it's summer.
Yeah.
And be like us. Go to the theater. Recognize that you'll probably be the only ones in the theater.
Exactly.
And you can really enjoy yourself, and you can laugh at everything on the screen and have a really enjoyable afternoon or evening.
Well, but be careful taking your young kids to it, though, because they may get upset with you and bust a dinner plate over your head.
With John DeSando and his friends online, so everything is gonna be just fine. From the top down to the bottom, he's gonna let you know if you should stay home or if you should go. Might even yell if it's a spectacle. From San Francisco to Long